Hey y'all, Alex here at your home of the Music Deep Dive, and today we'll be doing a review of the 1842 novel by Nikolai Gogol, Dead Souls. Nikolai Vasilievich Gogol, born the 1st of April 1809 in Sorochintsy, died the 21st of February 1852 in Moscow. Born in what is now modern-day Ukraine, Gogol's early writings utilize a lot of societal conventions from that region, but rather than trying to make his name just as a regional author, Gogol traveled to St. Petersburg and ultimately through the whole of Europe, settling in Rome in the late 1830s for what would end up being a good chunk of his working life. His inspirations took both from Russian authors of the day like Pushkin and Roman society, and after starting with short stories, Gogol's works took a turn towards plays and novellas. Dead Souls was a smash success when it was published, thanks to its usage of very kind of grotesque, out of the ballpark left field ideas, and work continued on a sequel, or second part, for the next decade. Unfortunately, an increased focus on spirituality left Gogol mentally conflicted over the righteousness and possible sinfulness of his work, and eventually the conflict drove him to destroy the manuscript of the sequel. He would die shortly afterwards. For this review, I am discussing the translation by Robert Allen McGuire, born the 21st of June 1930 in Canton, Massachusetts, died the 8th of July 2005 in the Bronx. McGuire taught at Columbia University for over 40 years, teaching Russian literature and language studies, and he was also president of the American Gogol Society. He published several books on Gogol and also translated several classic Russian works by Gogol, as well as other contemporary writers from the region. Dead Souls is an interesting study because it is, in effect, a fundamentally unfinished work. There exists a portion of the second manuscript part, but it's very bare bones and doesn't resolve the already unresolved first portion. So you're not dealing with a completed narrative, which is fair enough because even what we have in this work is a little bit weak. The objective of our main character, Pavel Ivanovich Chichikov, is to build his wealth by acquiring the rights to dead serfs, and the plot of the book is about the society surrounding him and eventually the government catching on to his scheme. It's slow to develop, there isn't much in the way of an interesting subplot, and when the jig is up, so to speak, it doesn't happen until right at the end of the work, so there isn't really a clear resolution. But let's disregard that for a second and talk about the actual writing, because this is the book's impact boiled down to its essence. I don't think it comes across as strongly in translation, but Gogol takes this sense of realism and really distorts it using this sort of grotesque imagery and these exaggerations of cultural norms. Chichikov is the main character and clearly an antagonist on some level, but compared to the surrounding characters he interacts with, some of them are more major parts of the story, some just kind of go in and out. Compared to that, he seems perfectly rational. Everyone else is kind of disconnected from reality on some level, either due to privilege or just some personal delusion. This is exactly why it takes the residents so long to actually discover Chichikov's scheme, and by that time, it's hard to feel especially gleeful for his downfall. It's just kind of one whole spectacle of chaos and folly. So yes, Dead Souls is a satire that borders on pure comedy many times. Gogol is a hilarious writer that pokes fun at everybody in this story, and the social commentary that he sort of is trying to present here really cuts through that humor. Each character has a unique quirk about them that Russian readers identified with so much that they actually became part of the cultural nomenclature, if you will. The exaggerated personalities are obviously over the top, but I do appreciate that they always maintain some connection with reality because it's what makes the interactions impactful and the satire effective. It leaves you with this ever so small sense that this could, in fact, happen in real life. It's hard to recommend this book kind of wholeheartedly because at the end of the day, it is a fundamentally unfinished work that doesn't really have much in the sense of resolution, but I think if you're a student of writing, and certainly if you're someone who's interested in the oeuvre of Russian literature, this is worth a shot. This is worth a read. I think you will get a lot out of it, and potentially even a number of physical laugh out loud moments as well. And that's it. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. As always, more reviews are to come. Tell a friend as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time right here at your home of the Music Deep Dive.